As your release date approaches, you're probably feeling many things. Release is a big deal, and it's normal to feel excited, anxious, or nervous, even scared. This video is about having street smarts, not just in your neighborhood, but if you ever find yourself in contact with law enforcement. The goal of this video is to help you navigate through police encounters and, above all, keep you safe. Street smart is when you have the experience and knowledge to deal with the people and places in your community. Part of being street smart is knowing your legal rights and responsibilities so you can protect yourself and stay out of trouble. You might be wondering what your legal rights are. Let's take a look at where they come from and how they protect you. Legal rights are rights that come from laws. The legal rights we talk about in this video come from the U.S. Constitution and the Bill of Rights, the 10 amendments or changes to the Constitution. They are the First, Fourth, Fifth, and 14th Amendments. Have you ever heard of freedom of speech? What about the right to remain silent? Those are two examples of rights you have from the Bill of Rights. These amendments put limits on what the government, in this case the police, can do to you. We spoke to Felicia Reed from the Office of Children and Family Services, Office of the Ombudsman, about these amendments and the rights they give you.
So one thing I've realized is a lot of people don't know about their rights with police. So the point of us sitting down today is to sort of talk about those rights so that you can safely navigate your way through police encounters.
So what is the First Amendment?
The First Amendment protects rights related to religion, speech, and the press. It essentially says that the police cannot stop you from associating with someone, from saying something, or from what you believe in.
And what is the Fourth Amendment?
The Fourth Amendment protects your rights related to privacy. So it says that the police cannot search a person without a reason. It also says that the police cannot arrest a person without a reason. It also covers warrants, which are court-issued legal permission to search a person or a place, or for a person to be arrested.
What is the Fifth Amendment?
The Fifth Amendment protects rights related to criminal trial. So you may have seen in TV and movies the right to remain silent, your right to an attorney, the right to a fair trial. These things come out of the Fifth Amendment.
And can you tell me about the 14th Amendment?
The 14th Amendment came after the Civil War, part of a package of Reconstruction amendments that included the 13th Amendment, the 14th Amendment, and the 15th Amendment. The 14th Amendment has the Equal Protection Clause, so it essentially takes what we've already talked about, the First Amendment, the Fourth Amendment, and the Fifth Amendment, and says that the states also have to honor those protections. It gives some limited constitutional protections to both undocumented and documented immigrants.
Interactions with police can sometimes make people feel anxious, defensive, or upset. But you're already ahead because you've learned skills and techniques during your placement to help you stay focused and calm. Remember to use them if you ever have contact with the police. Police officers do have a difficult job, and one that puts them in danger. Often, police only need your help to find out information or understand a situation. The quicker you're able to respond with a cool head, the faster things can be resolved. Let's look at a few specific situations and talk about how you can respond. So when can the police stop someone?
The police can stop a person if they want to ask that person a question or if they have a reasonable suspicion that that person is armed.
And what's a reasonable suspicion?
Reasonable suspicion is interesting. So it's essentially a belief connected to a police officer's training or experience. So for example, police officers are trained to recognize the shape of a gun under clothing or the smell of marijuana. If they sense these things around a person, they can stop that person.
So are there any other reasons why the police can stop a person?
Yes, so they can stop a person if they believe that their safety is in danger, that is the police's safety is in danger, or if the public's safety is in danger. They can also stop a person if they believe that the person has committed a crime or is about to commit a crime.
So if somebody knows they didn't do anything wrong, can they just walk away from the officer?
It really depends, and you're gonna wanna read the situation in order to know what to do, or you're gonna wanna ask the police officer. Whatever you do though, do not run. Running to police can seem really suspicious and can put a person in more danger. The police can also stop a person to detain them. In the case of detainment, a person does not have the right to leave. So if a person is unclear as to whether they're being detained, they should always ask the police officer.
Great. And what are some other ways that you can know if you're being detained?
There are some very clear indications. So if the police officers block a person with their car, or if they physically restrain a person, or if the police draw their weapon on somebody, those are cases of detainment. When a person is detained, it may also give rise to a frisk.
What's a frisk?
A frisk is when a police officer pats down the outside of a person's clothing, usually with the backs of their hands. They can do this for one of two reasons. Either they have a reasonable suspicion that their or the public's safety is in danger, or the person gives them permission.
And what if an officer feels something during the frisk?
If an officer feels something, they can reach inside a person's clothing to see what that thing is.
So what should somebody do if they're an undocumented immigrant?
If you're an undocumented immigrant, what you do not want to do is carry papers or documents from your home country on you in case you get stopped by police or ICE. A person should also never carry false documents. Having false documents can get someone in a lot of trouble. If a person does have valid immigration documents, they should show them to law enforcement immediately.
Now that you know when police can stop you, let's talk about what might happen during the stop. If you've been stopped, an officer will probably ask you questions. Even though police can ask you anything they want to try to get the answers they're looking for, you still have rights. Knowing your rights and using them during questioning might prevent you from saying something that could get you in more trouble down the road.
What about my right to remain silent?
Remember, the right to remain silent comes from the Fifth Amendment, and it applies to when police question you. Know that police have the right to ask for your name and address to identify you. So always give them that information. And understand that giving a fake name or address could get you into serious trouble. Other than your name and address, you don't have to answer any other questions or say anything else. You can say, "I want to remain silent," or "I don't want to talk without an attorney." Practice now. I want to remain silent. I don't want to talk without an attorney. Good. If you don't want to talk, but still feel like police are pressuring you, repeat either of these sentences firmly. If you do choose to say something, no matter what you say, do not lie. Lying to the police has serious consequences.
What is a search?
All searches involve the Fourth Amendment. A search is more personal than a frisk. Police can search you, your car, or a home or building. But remember, the police can only do a search if they have probable cause, a search warrant, or if a person gives them permission to search their person, car, or home. What is probable cause? Probable cause is a reasonable belief supported by facts and circumstances that a crime has happened, is happening, or will happen. Here are some examples where police have probable cause for a search. If an officer feels something during a frisk that leads them to believe their safety is in danger. If police receive a tip that a crime has been committed and that a person has evidence of the crime on them. If a person is arrested. If police have a valid search warrant that names the specific person or place they want to search. The warrant must also be signed by a judge. Police may also search you under what are called exigent circumstances, which are situations that seem like emergencies and require quick action to stop someone from being harmed or stop something from being destroyed. For example, an officer might search a home where gunshots have been reported, or search a person if they believe that person is about to destroy or throw away evidence. If you don't believe the police have probable cause to conduct a search, you can say loudly, clearly, and repeatedly, "I do not consent to a search." The cameras and microphones an officer has on them or in the police car will pick this up. An officer can still search you anyway, but it's important that you state that you do not consent.
Can I ask to have a female officer search me so I feel more comfortable?
Some police departments have a rule that only male officers can frisk or search men, and only female officers can frisk or search women. You can always ask for someone of the same gender if you're uncomfortable. If police can't get someone of the same gender to do the frisk or search, they are still allowed to search you. Police can also search a car or a home. Because of the rights a person has to their property, the law requires more of police to search these places. Generally, police can enter and search a home only if they have a valid search or arrest warrant, or if someone in the home gives them permission. In New York, a search warrant is a piece of paper that must have 3 things: a description of the place to be searched or an address, the item the police are searching for, and a judge's signature. Read the warrant to make sure all of the information is on there. If it's not, the warrant may be invalid. Can the police ever search a home without a warrant?
The police can search a home without a warrant only in certain limited emergency circumstances. These are called exigent circumstances. These include if someone in the home may be in danger, if someone in the home is about to commit a crime, if a person in that home is about to destroy evidence, or if there's a suspect in the home who could escape.
If the police have a valid search warrant, can you explain what that means?
If the search warrant does not name a specific place in the home, this essentially means that the police can search the entire home and everything in it.
What if the warrant does name a specific thing?
So the example I like to use here is a bicycle versus drugs. So if the police are looking for a bicycle, and that's what the search warrant says, they have to look in places where a bicycle could be. So they couldn't look in the cupboard or a jewelry box, but they could look in the garage or in a closet. For example, if the police are looking for drugs, this is more pervasive and covers more things in the home because you can hide drugs anywhere. So they could look in the jewelry box or the cupboard or the garage or a closet.
What if someone's an undocumented immigrant and the police want to search them?
Sure. So if the police want to search or arrest an undocumented immigrant, the same protections still apply. They need a valid search warrant to come in somebody's home and make a search, and they need a valid arrest warrant to make an arrest in a home.
What should I do if the police signal for me to stop and pull over?
Slow down immediately. Pull to the side of the road and turn on your interior lights. Lower your window, put your hands on the steering wheel, and follow the officer's instructions. If you must move to get something, tell the officer you're going to do it before you move. Always remember to stay calm and be polite. Don't ever try to drive away. The police can also stop a car during a traffic check, such as a DWI roadblock or a seatbelt check.
Can the police question me when I'm in a car?
Police can stop a car and question the driver and passengers if they have a reasonable suspicion that someone in the car has broken a traffic rule or committed another crime. Police can also ask you to step out of the car. Follow this direction if they do.
Are police officers allowed to search a car?
If the police stop a car, they can question the driver and passengers, and do an eyeball or plain view search of the car. This kind of search is limited to what can be seen through the window in plain view. Officers can open the glove compartment or trunk unless the driver or a passenger gives them permission, or if there are exigent or emergency circumstances, like we explained earlier. Police can also search a car if they have probable cause to believe there's contraband in the car. Contraband means illegal drugs, weapons, items, or other substances. Always remember, in New York, almost any contraband found in a car during a lawful search is assumed to belong to everyone in the car. For example, if the police find illegal drugs or unregistered guns in the car, everyone in the car could face charges for possessing them, even if not everyone in the car knew they were there. There are a few situations when a stop, search, or another event might end in an arrest. Being arrested can be scary and embarrassing, and might make you feel anxious or powerless. But remaining calm and being aware of your rights can help you feel more in control and may result in a better outcome. An arrest involves the Fourth and Fifth Amendments. Police can arrest a person without a warrant if they have probable cause to believe that they are or have been involved in criminal activity, or under emergency or exigent circumstances.
Are police allowed to hurt me during an arrest?
No. Police are not allowed to intentionally hurt you during an arrest. The police can only use the amount of force necessary to make the arrest. Always remember that the more you resist, the more force officers can use. But they're not allowed to use extra force.
What should I do if I am arrested?
If you're arrested, tell the officer your name and address. Once you're in custody, they'll likely ask you questions or try to get a written statement from you. Before they do this, they must advise you of your Miranda rights. Maybe you've heard the Miranda rights on TV or in movies. In New York, they usually go, you have the right to remain silent and refuse to answer questions. You have the right to an attorney and to speak with one before speaking with police. Anything you say can and may be used against you in court. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. Just remember, other than your name and address, you do not have to say anything to police if they ask you questions. You can say things like, I want to remain silent, or I don't want to talk without a lawyer. If you don't want to talk but feel like the police are pressuring you, repeat either of these sentences firmly. Sometimes people who get arrested say things to police because they think it will help them get out of trouble, or that officers will treat them better. Know that police are legally allowed to lie when questioning you, and that you never know if something you think is helpful is actually getting you into more trouble. You're best off saying and repeating, I want to remain silent, or I don't want to talk without a lawyer. If you do choose to say something to police, whatever you say, do not lie.
Will my parents know if I've been arrested?
If you're under 18 years old, the police must call your parent or legal guardian. Media is a big part of our lives, and you've probably seen encounters between police and communities on social media, television, or online. There are many reasons to record a police encounter that you witness or are involved in. But before you take out your phone, there are a few things to know to keep yourself safe.
Can I take pictures and videos of police?
Yes, so images and video are treated like photographs. And under the First Amendment, people have the right to photograph things happening in a public space or photograph things happening from a public space. So an example is, let's say someone's in a house and they see the police arresting someone or doing something on the street. They can take pictures or video of that interaction. Conversely, if someone is in the street and they can see the police taking action in somebody's home, they can take pictures or video of that activity.
How about recording a conversation during police contact?
So the laws on this differ from state to state, but in New York, only one person in the conversation needs permission to record the conversation. So for example, you could always record your conversations with the police or your conversations with another person since you were one of the people in that conversation. Additionally, if you are in a public space and you can overhear a conversation, if you can hear it clearly, you can record that conversation because the idea is that the people having it in the public space don't care.
Right.
Police work hard to keep our communities safe, but occasionally, encounters with law enforcement can result in mistreatment or feelings that police don't respect the community. If you're involved in a police encounter and feel you've been mistreated or had your rights violated, there is a way to report police conduct for investigation. So what steps can a person take if they feel that their rights have been violated?
It's a good question, DeMonica. So all police departments have an office or department that takes civilian complaint forms, also their reports. What a person should do if they feel their rights have been violated is take down the details as soon as possible while the incident is fresh in their mind. They should also get the police's badge numbers as well as what they may look like.
But what if somebody's hurt?
If someone gets hurt during a police encounter, they should take pictures of their injuries. Also, if there's property damage, you should take pictures of that property damage. One thing that's really important is to also get receipts for any repairs to property or for any doctor's bills related to the injuries. What you're gonna wanna do is then take all of that information I've discussed and make a copy of it and keep it in a safe place.
And what about witnesses? Are they important?
They are. So witnesses to an incident, for them, you're gonna wanna get their names, their addresses, their emails, or their phone information. When they appear in a police report, police may ask them questions about what they saw, what they heard related to the incident, so they can get more information in that report.
And where can a person find the civilian complaint form?
All police departments have forms in their divisions, or someone can go to the computer and type in a search the police department, the town or city where an incident occurs, and then civilian complaint form, and usually a link will come up to the local police station that has a form online. If a person needs a lawyer related to an incident, they can always contact the Office of the Ombudsman, and we can give them a list of legal services and contacts.
Just like when you're out in your community, it's also important to stay street smart at school. Did you know that school officials can search your locker without your permission? This next section will explain more.
So a school official can go into my locker for any reason?
A school official can search school lockers if he or she has a reasonable suspicion the search will turn up evidence that a student is violating or has violated either the law or school rules. Remember, it's on you to follow the law and school rules. So, to stay safe and out of trouble, do not bring illegal drugs or substances, alcohol, or weapons to school with you.
My school uses metal detectors to search students. Is that legal?
Schools must maintain discipline, order, and protect all students. Because of this, schools can do scans with metal detectors, but only if the school does not single out students based on race, sex, gender, national origin, and so on. In other words, if the school runs all students through a metal detector, then the search is legal. If the school were to only run students of a certain race or gender through a metal detector, that would be unlawful.
Can school officials strip search me?
Yes. Under certain limited circumstances, a school official can direct a student to be strip searched in a private place in the school. An example would be if the official believes you have a weapon or illegal drugs on your person.
Can police come to school to do a search?
Yes, officers can bring in trained dogs to detect the odor of drugs or explosives in school lockers without having to get a search warrant. If a dog picks up the smell of drugs or explosives, then the police have probable cause to do a search. Now that you know more about some of your rights, you can use your street smarts if you have a police encounter when you go back into your community or at school. Remember, the most important thing is your safety. So use what you know to protect yourself. You can always contact the Office of the Ombudsman if you have a question about any part of this video or about your rights once you are released from placement.